Moving into the first section, communication. Starting with the first major unit, the personal nonfiction essay. Getting across my point in essays and just writing them in general has been a challenge for me my whole life, but I definitely feel like I've improved this year. Thanks mostly to the seminars that everyone did, I believe that my writing has become a bit more impactful and clear with all the techniques that I've learned and improved upon, especially with diction, because word choice has always been a challenge for me. Next, we have Hamlet. The debates were some of the most nerve-wracking fun that I've had in an English class, which is good, because when I'm having fun, I'm usually improving. Doing the debates helped me to be a lot more firm when it comes to presenting my information with more weight behind it, and it has also boosted my confidence when it comes to orally speaking as well. It also helped with my communication skills between me and my partner, which was crucial in order to work together to win. Lastly, we have the core novel unit, which is definitely the most challenging part for me. When it comes to the things that I'm not super familiar with, I struggle with trying to teach that stuff to others, but I would say that doing the seminars were a big help. Throughout the project, I found that I was more comfortable with sharing my opinion about the novel when I did a lot more research on what my topic was, and having someone else there to bounce ideas off of was a great help as well. Overall, I feel like my communication skills were definitely far greater than what they used to be at the beginning of the course. Now we have section number 2, Media and Text/Literature Studies. My struggles in this area have always been to find with reading between the lines and find deeper meaning, and looking at them from different viewpoints and mindsets in order to gain certain information from them. The essay was probably the least useful, since I wasn't really studying anything, so let's just throw that one in the bin for now. So I'll just focus on the other two. For my issue with struggling to find deeper meaning, I found that looking at important quotes and researching them were very helpful when trying to better understand a text. Figuring out quotes would generally lead to better understanding of character intentions and motives, which would make reading between the lines easier. When I'm talking about analyzing them from different viewpoints, I'm talking about things like the course inquiry questions or the thesis statement for the seminar. Getting a better understanding of what the questions meant was the best first option, because it meant that I could narrow down my field of view of information. Understanding that info and using it was a little trickier though. Getting better at this was mainly just repetition of doing it a lot across the units, and just making sure that what info I was actually using connected properly with whatever I was talking about. For example, since I was studying Brave New World through the lens of Marxism, I would probably need to find evidence that backs up that view, and then make sure that the evidence fit whatever question I was asking about Marxism. Lastly, we have writing, which is a little bit of a doozy. Writing is easily the most challenging thing for me, partly because I rush through things, but also because I'm just not very good at it. So what did I improve upon this year? Well, the biggest thing I strived to improve upon was analyzing instead of recapping. This is something that I did a lot of throughout pretty much every grade, mainly because I didn't even know that focusing on recap was wrong in the first place. But after you pointed out to us this year, it made me realize that when I was writing, I was doing a whole lot of recapping. And while it helped to prove the points I was trying to make, it never really gave my writing any sorts of depth or identity to it. So in the essay and in the Hamlet writing assignment, I tried to focus on analyzing as much as I could, and it made me feel like I was writing something with much more meaning than what I used to, and it gave it a sort of completeness that it was lacking before. All of the techniques that were also taught in the seminars, like diction and setting, all of those tell me a ton when it came to improve my writing as well, so they were super useful. And I said lastly earlier, but that was a lie. There's still the other basic skills to go over. Organization is 100% my worst quality, and that hasn't really improved all too much in this unit, but as a bonus, I didn't damage any of the books that were given to me, which is definitely improvement. When it came to things like punctuality with assignments, I feel like I was pretty good, and at the very least, a lot better than last year, mainly because of online. Working alone has improved a little bit for me too, with all the solo assignments that you gave. And in terms of group projects, I've never really struggled with working with others. Using my time effectively also definitely needs improvement, but again, thanks to things being in class now, I've definitely gotten a lot better with all of that stuff.